Cheers, y'all. How's it going? We are just 4 short weeks away from the Gasparilla Distance Classic down in Tampa, where I will be taking on the Michelob Ultra Running Challenge, which is running all 4 of the races, all 4 distances over that weekend, February 24th and 25th. I am incredibly excited for this race, albeit a little bit nervous. Training has certainly been a little bit rocky, but like I said, 4 weeks to go, and so just enough time to kind of put those finishing touches on the training and see what kind of plan we can put together before the race. As a reminder, the race distances are going to be a 15K and a 5K on Saturday morning, and then a half marathon and an 8K on Sunday morning. So a total of just over 30 miles for the weekend, spread across 4 individual races. So really excited for this challenge. Again, not going in with any specific PR goals or aspirations, really just going in to enjoy the race. I went to school, to college down in Tampa, and saw this race every year, but it was before I really got into distance running. And obviously since then have just been so excited to have the opportunity to go down and run this race. So really excited. Gasparilla is such an incredible time in Tampa. Everything's pirate themed for those who aren't aware, and just thrilled to finally be running this race. And again, if you would like to join me, you can register with the code BibRave2024 to save on registration. This is a race that I'm running as part of my participation in BibRave, and just so excited to have the opportunity to tackle this race. Like I said, just 4 short weeks to put the finishing touches on the training plan. My training's been okay. I've put together some pretty solid runs, especially at the end of last year, beginning of this year. What has really hurt me was being selected for grand jury duty for basically the entire month of January. So I had to report on January 2nd. Yesterday, January 26th, was my last day. 4 straight weeks of jury duty, 9 to 5 every day at the courthouse. It has just been a very, I would say, mentally exhausting experience, and I am very excited to be done. But enough about that. I only present that information because, again, it has just taken such a toll mentally, I feel like, on that part of training. And now that I'm done, I'm realizing, oh my God, 4 weeks left to this race. I have a lot of work to do. So the plan for today and most of my weekend long runs going forward is to not just run a single long run on the weekends, but to start stacking up workouts over the next couple weeks. And what I mean by that is running back-to-back long runs on Saturday and Sunday. Nothing too crazy. Again, most of these distances aren't too substantial other than the half marathon, but just making sure that I am getting reps in on tired legs to prepare for how my legs are going to feel on the actual weekend of the race. So today, nothing too crazy. I just want to give my legs a chance to start sort of adapt to this style of training. So the goal is going to be to go out for a 6-mile run to kick things off, come home, take like an hour break, which is I think is about the time that I will have in between races each day during the actual Gasparilla Distance Classic. Take about an hour and then go back out and run 3 miles. Again, not too crazy, being kind of generous with the term long run, but just getting in multiple runs in a single day to prepare my legs for that feeling of running on tired legs. And then hopefully tomorrow I'll probably tack on maybe another 5-mile run in the morning. Not doing 4 runs over the 2 days. Again, I don't want to tax my legs too much leading up to the race, but just want to get them used to this type of workout, this type of feeling in preparation for the race. So that's the goal for today. I'm pretty excited, albeit a little bit nervous just based on the ups and downs of the trainings I've had so far to start this year. But with 4 weeks left, it is time to truly commit to the training process and start putting those final plans together for race day. So let's see how it goes. All right, we're hitting the 6-miler. Nice and easy, no speed work. We're saving speed work for during the week. Just trying to enjoy a nice, easy 6 miles on this beautiful mid-40s day in January. Rocking shorts for today. I can't believe we're doing that this deep into winter, but I'm sure it won't last, but for right now we're gonna enjoy it. So 6 easy miles, see how it goes. All right, halfway through the 6-miler, so far so good. A little bit quicker than I was planning, but legs, lungs, everything feeling good. So excited just to open up. Nothing too crazy, just a 9:30 per mile, but was expecting something closer to 10. So excited that I'm feeling good. Heart rate's a little high. I'm gonna go ahead and blame that on the full cup of coffee I had right beforehand, which maybe was a questionable decision, but felt like I needed it this morning. But 3 miles to go in this first run. All right, first run done. We are at 6.03 miles, 57 minutes and 2 seconds. That's an average of a 9:28 pace. So like I said, a little bit quicker than what I was expecting, but my legs felt and continue to feel really good. So that's a good sign given some of the ups and downs of training that I've had over the last couple weeks. So very, very excited about that. And now it is time to rehydrate with some Noon and refuel. This is something I'm less worried about for the Saturday, where it's the 15K and the 5K, because I think it's a shorter gap between those two races. Also, the 5K is just short enough that I feel comfortable winging it. I'm a little bit more nervous about that gap on the Sunday, which will be the half marathon followed by the 8K, because it's a little bit shorter of a gap, and I just am picturing finishing the half marathon feeling very thirsty and very hungry, which tends to lead you to overeat and overhydrate right at the finish line. Again, not a huge deal when you're done for the day and ready to start that recovery process. But in this case, finding that balance of needing to recover between races, but also not wanting to feel sluggish and heavy going into that secondary race. So that's what I'll be practicing as well over these next couple weeks. So what that looks like today is trying to just get in some very easily digestible, quick energy carbs. So having a soft pretzel as soon as I finish the run, and then probably throwing out a gel right before I go out for the second run. Again, nothing too crazy, just enough to hold me over through those second miles before I can get back and truly start the recovery process. And like I said, of course, hydrating and getting some more electrolytes in the system. I'm thinking this current warm spell we have could be a helpful test for what the weather will be like in Tampa. That might be wishful thinking, but this time in Tampa, for my time living there, I mean, it's such a wide range of variability, but anywhere between like high 40s to like mid to high 60s would be lovely and perfect for this race. So lovely weather out there today, hoping we get something similar on race day. But taking this break nice and easy, a short break, just about an hour, and then we'll get back out for the 3 miler. All right, we are out for the 3 miler. Opted not to make too many changes to the attire, threw on a pair of shades and swapped out the shoes, which I'm probably planning to do, shoes and socks at least between each race, change those out. But opted to keep all the same clothes on, which I am now regretting, realizing that low to mid 40s feels substantially colder when you're going out after you've cooled off and all of your clothes are slightly damp with sweat. So it is a lot colder than I remember it being about an hour ago, but we're gonna get through it. And just like that, run and done for the second workout. We're looking at 3.02 miles, 29 minutes, 32 seconds total time, 9:47 pace overall. So as expected, a little bit slower, heart rate a little bit higher. And again, not surprised by that. I think if I had gone out and run 9 miles, it probably would have felt a lot more comfortable, a lot more consistent. But part of the reason I wanted to break it up is you give yourself that hour plus in between, and it's just enough time for your muscles to cool down, everything to stiffen up, your legs just get the slightest bit sore that makes that second effort feel a little bit tougher. So not too bad. It was a pretty easy 3 miles, but started off feeling it, especially in like the calves and Achilles, which is where I was expecting like pretty stiff, I would say. Loosened up pretty quickly, but once that loosened up, it was just the overall fatigue or just kind of heaviness that it set into the legs overall. So again, nothing crazy, but that is exactly what I want to be working on for the next couple weeks, just to get used to that feeling, to make sure I can power through those second efforts on race day. Other things I'll be working on, like I said, on that break between the runs, just working on nailing down the nutrition and hydration plan in between workouts, just to make sure I find the right balance of refueling before the second race while not weighing myself down with too much food or too much fluid in my stomach for that second effort. Overall today went pretty great, but with the nutrition overall felt fine, didn't feel that at all. Felt like it had no impact in terms of overall feeling, and didn't feel like I was less energized going into that second run. So that's good to know. And then like I said at the start of that 3 mile run, have to figure out the clothing or attire change in between workouts. I think a lot of that will depend on the weather. If it's gonna be overly warm or humid, I'll probably pack plenty of extra gear for each race, just because I don't wanna be soaked with sweat going into the second race. The nice thing is I should be able to park a car pretty close to the starting line, so I can just run back there, swap out for some clothes. At the very least, new socks, new shoes for the second race of the day. Always, I'm probably just gonna bring 2 pairs of running shoes, so that way I have one for each each race each day, if that makes sense. And then the last thing I'll probably throw in the pack as well, foam roller, maybe like a mini massage gun, Theragun type thing. Again, just to help myself stay loose in between workouts. But today was a good test, especially after that 6 miler. Felt very, very comfortable, very open on that run. And even the subtle heaviness in the legs on the 3 miles is nothing to be worried about. So I'll probably continue to add mileage to those workouts each week, and probably also start adding some runs on the Sunday as well. Again, just to build up that fatigue and make sure I'm putting plenty of miles in on those tired legs to get me ready for race day. So very, very excited. The race is just around the corner. Again, if you'd like to join me there on race day in Tampa, it's February 24th and 25th. You can register for any or all of the distances. Each one is its own individual race, obviously, and then there are a few combinations of different distances that comprise different challenges. So I'm doing the Michelob Ultra challenge that makes up all of the races. Again, that is a 15K and a 5K on the Saturday, and then a half marathon and an 8K on the Sunday. So really, really looking forward to it. If you'd like to join me, you can register with the code BIBRAVE2024 to save on your registration, and I hope to see you there. Cheers.